What makes a sunrise so miraculous and at times even breathtaking isn't just the spectacular display of angelic colors that it disperses throughout the sky. Its true majestical qualities stem from how it makes way and suddenly emerges from within its origin of bleakness and complete and utter darkness. Yet often its true magic gets overlooked, just as we fail to see things when our lives become cast over with a shadow of darkness that leave us feeling soul-shattered, lost, and empty. Things that we can't undo or erase, no matter how much we wish we could. Things that we have absolutely zero control over whatsoever. Sometimes we become so consumed and engulfed within this darkness that what we forget is that we do have control over how we respond and what actions we take amidst these feelings of sadness, anger, loss, or despair, and by default end up sabotaging our ability to heal, or worse, become trapped within this darkness, pulling us in deeper and deeper as if being stuck in quicksand. And why it is imperative during these moments to remember that all battles are first won and lost in the mind, and that you have got to stop saying that you can't, because if you don't believe in you, well, then nobody else will either. And though a positive mindset is most definitely a vital component in our being able to navigate our way blindly through the darkness, as it provides us with a reminder and keeps us in the knowing that at some point the light will inevitably emerge. But being optimistic or having a positive mindset is only one part and the first steps dance that will ultimately transcend in our ability to prevail, because there is literally no difference in believing that something is hopeless and therefore not doing anything about it, or not bothering to do anything because you have faith that it is all going to be a-okay and everything's going to turn out just a hunky-dory. Either way, in both situations, nothing happens. Bottom line is we are all wildly and fiercely capable of doing anything that we put our hearts, minds, and soul into. But it's within the duality and collaboration of optimism and facing with brutal honesty the oftentimes harsh reality with a willingness to take action that determines our outcome and gets us out of the darkness. It is the combination of the two steps to this dance that will shed the light and help guide you down a better path, and allows you to be able to let go to the things and the people in your life that are weighing you down and holding you back, imprisoning you in the darkness, and why it is imperative to cut the ties to those who you have deemed to be significant or important, yet rather than adding value to your life, have depleted your life's meaning and have intentionally cast this shadow of darkness over you so that you no longer would remember who you are or what direction that your North Star points, which isn't an easy thing to do, especially when you're dealing with a narcissist. Because, well, let's be real. The footprints that a narcissist makes on your mind, heart, and soul aren't exactly like the footprints that get left behind when one takes a stroll down the beach. No, more like that of impressions that get left behind after walking through wet cement and the concrete has dried. However, though their footprints are most likely going to leave a few permanent reminders and have some long-lasting impressions on your mind, doesn't mean that they need to remain a permanent fixture in your life or leave permanent impairments from you being able to live the life that you deserve. Because anyone who comes into your life for no other reason than to selfishly take advantage of you because they are too cowardly to bear facing the reality of their own internal unholy war, intentionally messes with your mind, can repeatedly lie to your face, stab you in the back, demean your character, deplete your sense of worth, have a total disregard of your feelings, values, beliefs, and opinions, snuff the light out of your eyes, betray you in ways that you never thought possible, drain the soul from your being as if milking a cow, bleed the life from your love, and outdo Mr. Clean, magic erasing the very essence of the person that you once were, does not deserve the privilege of your honoring them with your love, energy, time, or your future. Oh, Hell no. In your past is where these demonic clowns, their twisted three-ring circus, and never-ending shit shows belong. And it's only after, once you accept the reality that they are what they are, that there's nothing that you could have, should have, or would have done that would have changed or made for any better of an outcome, and close that door behind you before you can be able to open a new door, move on, and truly begin to heal. Though this is going to sound kind of odd, but the other thing that often sabotages our being able to heal, yet completely 100% understandable why so many survivors of narcissistic abuse, myself included, once leaving or even before leaving the narcissist, adapt this mentality of I am never going to get involved in another relationship ever again as long as I live. Which I mean, shit. Who in their right mind would blame you? Because after all, a relationship with a narcissist is like falling asleep in a fairy tale and waking up in a nightmare that becomes increasingly more horrific as you watch the monster within this nightmare becoming more heinous right before your very eyes. Almost like what happens to gremlins when you get them wet or feed them after midnight. However, as understandable as it is, thinking this way truly does hinder your healing process. Now, that being said, I am not suggesting, recommending, or encouraging that you rush into anything or that you jump right back on the dating saddle, but rather that you just don't swear it off in your mind entirely, because to do so keeps you in that negative mindset, for one. Two, it is exactly what the narcissist wants, and nothing would give them more pleasure than knowing that they were the Mount Rushmore of your romantic life and a giant boost to their fragile ego that they have successfully destroyed you for all others, as well as keeping the past trauma in the forefront of your mind and disables your ability to ever be able to regain your trust in not only others but yourself. Consciously is encouraging to remain isolated. Because by swearing to singlehood, essentially deeming any potential person that could become a romantic interest at risk. So anytime you want to go somewhere where one of these at-risk people could be, which is basically, everywhere, your brain will pick up on this threat lurking in the air, triggering off your warning, danger ahead, alarms to go off. You will be so focused on scanning your surroundings, trying to identify this risk or fear of danger, you will never be able to fully enjoy yourself, let alone give anyone the time of day. Not to mention, it is profoundly depressing to think and believe that there are no good people left in this world, or that you personally aren't worthy, deserving, or lucky enough to ever find one. Like I said, I'm not suggesting that you cut ties with the narcissist and full speed ahead can go right back out there into the dating game at all. Nor does it even matter if you actually get involved or ever have another relationship. Ever. It is that you just stay open to the possibility that maybe one day, as this promotes hope, your faith in humanity, and puts you in the positive mindset versus the negative. Some say if you love someone, set them free. Take the advice, but not for the narcissist, for yourself. Love yourself enough to be free. Free of all of their bullshit, lies, and unrequited love. Free from them keeping you held in the darkness. Love yourself enough to believe that you are worth and deserve so much more. It all comes down to choosing you or them. And that choice, my friend, is yours. Focus on you. Fuck the narcissist.